the second session formally, PGRs from or focusing on the Global South, challenges and solutions. Let me invite our next guest speaker, forgive me if I pronounce it incorrectly, Jiayi Chang, PhD candidate, School of Museum and Galleries, University of Leicester.
Hello everyone, my name is Jiayi and thank you for the invitation. I did my master's here about 4 years ago at our school's Love Museum Studies, and I'm currently in my third year as a PhD student here. My research topic is related to the Communist Party of China and its use as a heritage. Namely, it is about understanding the political dimension and propaganda messages of China's heritage and museums. As a PGR who is from China and researching China in the UK, I would love to share how I coped with some of my challenging experiences through self-reflection and empathy during the past 3 years. One of the most challenging things in my position, in my research is my position. Chinese propaganda is prevalent in museums and any other aspects of China's public domain. Born and raised in China, my upbringing allowed me to be fully familiar with and accustomed to the prevalent Chinese propaganda. And I know most of my audience will be Western people. And so I did need to do a hard work explaining and interpreting all of these, interpreting the Chinese politics and Chinese society. So instead of having a reductive understanding of China's propaganda practice in the heritage and museum sector by simply attaching the label of authoritarian, I hope to understand how it became normalized and try to defamiliarize with it. Therefore, how to maintain the strangeness of normality is the most challenging aspect. It is impossible to be fully objective in this research, but I can maintain the strangeness by constantly reflecting on this research and re-objectivizing myself. Self-reflection of one's position is also a useful solution that I hope to offer to any other PGRs who may face a similar situation. Self-reflection happens in the writing, as our thinking develops along with the writing, while it also happens in self-distancing. I often set a gap day or week to allow myself to forget the things that I just wrote. And during this gap time, I would also read literature in political science and museum studies to assess other people's positions. And then I go back to review my writing to see if I have managed to keep a balanced view when interpreting the political messages in museums, while not simply criticizing them or propagating them. I also discuss with people who may or may not agree with me to avoid being too one-sided. Self-reflection in understanding how politics is projected in Chinese museums doesn't mean a lack of empathy. Having empathy toward a social setting is very important for understanding the diverse, heterogeneous, and contemporary society. This is where I bring my personal experience generated in on-site visits into this research, and I feel I'm writing a thesis which is closely related to me. I conducted the fieldwork based on my observations in museums in China, and during my on-site field trips, I'm indeed traveling across China and to engage with real people and to know real people's lives and their complexity. Museums do not exist in vacuum. Bringing my experiences and observations to the thesis is something that brings humanity to the research, and this is also what attracts me to this research topic. And I sincerely appreciate our school and especially my supervisor's massive support and efforts in having an open mind toward this sophisticated research and always being mentally and physically supportive for me. And thank you for your listening.
Thank you, Jiayi. Any questions?
Just, I'm curious, like, if you're overly critical of Chinese Communist Party propaganda, is that possibly going to cause trouble for you if you want to go back to China? I know that.
Yeah, go ahead, please.
That's it, yeah.
If you don't want to answer this, it's absolutely fine. Yeah.
Okay, I think I'm gonna recall some of my previous experiences during my probation about 2 years ago, and that's how people are asking me. So that's why I'm adopting this kind of hybrid approach, which does not involve any human participant in my research observations. I only use like research materials from like official policies from the government, as well as the museum narratives in the open, or in museums which are open to our publics. So I'm trying to stay a very balanced view of understanding what is going on in China now and how Chinese propaganda is becoming normalized in this society and what does it mean to our broader audiences in the world. Thank you.
Thank you very much.